Hiya friends, Prepared Suburbanite back at you. Well, I've been given a challenge, and one of our astute listeners on our channel went back about 5 years and brought to life a video that I did 5 years ago. And in that video I was predicting the outcomes of the 2018 midterm elections. And if you can recollect that the GOP did not fare very well. We had to give up the Senate, and we lost a whole bunch of seats in the House of Representatives. Even though Trump was still president at the time, I was predicting quite a lot of things that really did come true. If I can find a good link to that video, I'll put it down in the comments, and you can go kind of check it out and compare those predictions to what I'm going to be talking about now, because the challenge was to share my thoughts on what maybe the next 5 years is really going to look like. As of right now, there's about 200 plus days to November 5th, which is the 2024 presidential election. The Senate, a third of the Senate's going to have to go through the election cycle, and pretty much every single representative in the House is up for some kind of challenge here and there. What's going to happen? Boy, I wish I knew. But let's talk about the presidential first. I don't think that Joe Biden is going to make it all the way to November 5th. Not wishing him any harm or anything like that, but I suspect that he'll either volunteer to step down and step away and turn his delegates over to somebody else at the convention or shortly before the convention. Anything can happen there. So I don't think that Joe Biden's going to be on the ticket. We'll have to see how that all turns out. But on the other side, on the GOP side, you've got Donald Trump, and he's still facing multiple lawsuits, multiple felonies, all kinds of nonsense that's going on. I suspect that vast, huge majority of those lawsuits are very simply weaponization to get him off the ballot, and they are hoping against hope that they can find something of the spaghetti that they threw at the wall that's going to stick. And if they do that, it may be somewhat difficult for Donald Trump to actually make it to November 5th. Will he prevail? I've got confidence that he will. I think that the majority of these cases that are floating around out there are all make-believe, and he's doing his best to fight for what he believes is right. And he's got the support of a tremendous number of people. He's leading in a number of the swing state polls right now, and there's a lot of activity and a lot of push right now to make sure that Donald Trump is going to be able to make it to November 5th. So what's going to happen if Joe steps down? I've already predicted that Michelle Obama will be the candidate. And right now, everybody's poo-pooing that, saying, oh, she won't do it, and this and that. But if you want to make sure that the Obama administration can continue its run, she's going to be the best candidate that they can come up with. How she's going to poll against Donald Trump, I don't know. The other, maybe even more likely kind of a thing, would be that Gavin Newsom picks up the mantle and runs with it. He's a darling of the Democrat Party right now, and he's got quite a lot of support, and he's very, very well connected in political circles. So as far as the presidential thing goes, I'm going to predict that Donald Trump will be elected in November. Now, with that said, we've got to go look at the Senate, and then we've got to go look at the House. Every single seat in the House is up for re-election because they do it every 2 years. And because they do it every 2 years, you've got name familiarity, you've got a comfort zone, you've got all kinds of incumbent fervor that goes on. And because right now the House, the GOP has control of the House, but the margin is so very, very slim that being able to predict what's going to happen over the next few weeks, even before the election, there's been a number of resignations that were timed perfectly for a shift in the House. And the possibilities that the House could actually shift control from the GOP to the Democrats is very, very real. With that said, you're going to have Hakeem Jeffries being the Speaker of the House at the time the election comes to fruition. That can pose a significant roadblock to the success of any of the GOP candidates right now. There's a theory out there that very possibly the Democrats could end up with 269 electoral college votes, and that the GOP with Trump, they could end up in a dead even tie, each with 269 electoral college votes. So what happens if there's a tie? It goes to the House. And each state is given a vote. And you've got the House then in improbable circumstances, but potential that the Democrats would be in control of the House. And you all know that they are like lemmings. They just follow the leader and they will dive right off the cliff. So it's very possible that this somewhat unlikely event could actually come to fruition. But once the election is over and certified, I suspect that the GOP is going to pick up an awful lot of seats in the House. We may pick up 10, 20, possibly 25 seats in the House, and then control reverts back to, in the House, reverts back to the GOP. And who knows what's going to happen then. But if the Democrats somehow maintain control of the House after the elections, you can bet that within a few short weeks after the inauguration in January, that very simply the impeachment processes against Donald Trump will start in earnest, but only if the Democrats are able to get control. The Senate, on the other hand, is really, really tight right now. There's only a slim majority for the Democrats, even though they maintain control in the Senate. So if that's the case, and the House turns Democrat, then the Senate remains Democrat, you may actually see Donald Trump get impeached and removed from office shortly after Inauguration Day. I think it's unlikely that that's going to happen. I'm hoping against hope that a number of the Democrat senatorial seats will flip to Republicans and that the Republicans will take control once again of the Senate. Um, uh, Beyond that, it's really going to be hard to say. If the Democrats do maintain control, man, hold on to your hats, because the bottom line is really going to be that they are going to continue to push their radical leftist communist ideas down everybody's throats, and they will tear this country apart. And I am very concerned about that, and I ain't sure how to even prepare for that. But having a stockpile of food, water, shelter, a means of self-defense and home defense, and being able to get together with like-minded people so that you can create or have a mutual assistance group, a neighborhood watch group. I'm afraid we're going to need it. The issues that are going on with immigration right now, the issues going on with climate change and all that, really, really do make me very nervous. So, I was asked for my thoughts on what's going to happen over the next 5 years. It's really a toss-up right now, and I wish I knew, but it's too complex and too divisive right now to make any kind of solid predictions about what's really going to happen. The polls are telling us one thing. I'm not 100% sure that the polls are always telling us what we need to know. So, if you're a voter and you've reached voting age, do your homework, make sure you know who and what you're voting for, and make sure that you vote. This is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always, and I'll see you all on the next video.